I'm Jeremy Werner with your Daily Dish. Just 2 years ago, Illinois was all set, about a month away from announcing the addition of a Division I men's hockey program. It would have been a landmark addition to the Illini athletics program, which hasn't added a program since 2000 with Illinois softball, and also would have been a historic one inside the state borders as the first Division I men's hockey program in the state of Illinois, which currently produces the fifth most men's hockey players in the NCAA. But on Monday, Josh Whitman announced that that project is now dead. Illinois will not add men's hockey. Josh Whitman announces that this was financially infeasible for Illinois moving forward, citing both the rising construction costs since the end of the pandemic, which was the reason Illinois at first put the pause on the program back in March 2020, and also the rising costs of funding the current programs, which includes increased cost of paying players for their academics. After the Alston case, they can now reward athletes financially. And he also sources NIL is that. He said such intense disruption of college athletics has created ambiguity about the future. And we believe it unwise for Illinois athletics to expand our sport model in such an uncertain environment. Whitman called this a painful decision. And part of the reason he wanted this project in the first place was to find a home, a new upgraded home for four other programs: volleyball, men's and women's gymnastics, and wrestling. But he said it's taken too long for this project, and he has to address those needs for those programs that are falling behind, most of them in Huff Hall, and of course, men's gymnastics and women's gymnastics in the very old Kenny Gym. He said Illinois will now pursue other opportunities, which they have some, he said, that have come up in recent times here, where they are going to pursue a permanent home for them. So it'll be interesting if they add another facility here on the athletics campus where all of those programs can be taken care of. But this is certainly a huge bummer, because hockey, it's fun. A Division I men's hockey program in this state that produces so much hockey talent, you can imagine this would have been a great brand increaser for Illinois. And I think that's part of what Josh Whitman saw, is the potential for success at drawing a program like that. I mean, it's not going to be Wisconsin right away, Minnesota right away, but you've seen Penn State have a lot of success since they started a program earlier in this millennium, but they had one huge donor who kind of footed the whole bill, the Buffalo Sabres owner. So that was an easy fix. Illinois did not have that. Josh Whitman was trying to go to so many sources, and so many people got into this project. But Josh Whitman also has to think of what's the best interest for Illinois athletics. And I think this was very difficult for him. He put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of relationships into this project, and to say no after all of this buildup, and they built a lot of public buildup leading into the pandemic, and they have something outside of their control like that impacted. I'm sure it's got to be tough for him and all the people that put their hopes into this, fans that put their hopes into this, but all the people who invested their time and resources into this project as well. But Josh Whitman has to make sure his current programs are all taken care of. So that seems to be what he's doing right now. And given the uncertain nature of just college athletics in general, the NCAA model, will it be what we've known for the longest time? Is the NCAA even going to be a thing in the next decade? Is Jack Swarbrick, the Notre Dame AD, said next decade he could see this all breaking up and the conference is kind of leading all of this thing. I think he saw this as too uncertain of an environment financially, NCAA wise, institutionally, that he couldn't take this risk. Because if you take on this project, it puts your program in interesting financial times. All the debt you have to take on there, you want to make sure that your program and your department is taken care of. I think Illinois eventually could still add a project. You've already seen the interest. I think Josh Whitman set the foundation for that, for if he wants to approach this, say, in a decade or so, but certainly this won't happen anytime soon. I think the most important thing for Illinois is their football program has to be filling Memorial Stadium. If Memorial Stadium was continually full, I think for football, if they have that success, that's maybe at some point when everything's a little bit more stable, when you can start thinking about this project moving forward. So it's certainly sad that 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, Josh Whitman was feeling great about this project. The pandemic hits and everything changes. The world changes. The environment changes with the NCAA, with everything that's going in now. And now men's hockey seems like a distant dream yet again for Illinois athletics.